Here we go. It's called Nature's Blueprint, Unleashing the Power of Biophilic Design. We're going to talk about the principles of biophilic design, and I want to inspire you about creating spaces with nature involved. So let's get started because we're out of time. What is biophilia? Anybody know? You know what biophilia is. Bio life, philia love. We love life, we love nature. In 1964, E.O. Wilson coined the term. It's our human innate emotional connection to nature. We want to be around these beautiful plants. We love plants. I love plants. But there's a lot of research. It's not a lot of fluff. We're going to talk about Green Plants for Green Buildings has a robust website about all the latest studies that are showing the positive effects of having biophilic design incorporated into your built environment. Whether it's facilities, whether it's hospitals, it doesn't matter what type of building you're in. Having light, organic materials, plants, my favorite, is really important to consider. What about biophilic design? It's not biophilia, it's the design theory that takes biophilic human instinct into account. Okay, so it's used in architecture and interiors to create spaces that enhance people's well-being and fostering connection with nature. I don't think most of these architects, I would say, in this room know about biophilic design. Do you think that's right, Rebecca? Yeah. I think we don't have to teach you a lot about it anymore. I think it's not just a trend. It's here to stay because we can't continue to be disconnected to nature. Look what we've done to this planet because we've been disconnected. We're killing it. Now we're going to bring it back. We get connected again to plants. We get connected to nature. It's all wraps up with a sustainable design, biophilic design. So what happens? Faster recovery time, less medications if you're in a hospital, study after study for that. Immediate reduction in feelings of anxiety and depression. Lowered brain inflammation and cortisol levels. Everybody needs that. I mean, even though I own a plant company, there's some cortisol that's pretty high sometimes. So just go look at the plant, touch the plant, feel better. See, feel better right now. Not that I wasn't. Anyway, these are the studies. This is a CEU, by the way, that you can get a really fabulous lunch. We have a QR code for the continuing education. So get a fabulous lunch, learn about plants. I give away plants. People love our presentations. Would you rather see that or an HVAC CEU? I don't know. I think I'd rather do the plant one. We get pretty rave reviews for that. All right, next is 10% increase. There's a lot of different studies. Like I know that Corinne mentioned a percentage around 8.5% for productivity. That's kind of an average, but we've seen studies that have shown, 12% increase in productivity, 15%. And these research studies are done all over the world. Oliver Heath, he's out of Europe. He collects a lot of data with that. There's somebody on the floor that Corinne mentioned too, iMotion, that locally is doing a ton of studies, which is exciting. I'm going to go see them. I think they're in booth, 1834, Chloe? Is that where they are?
I didn't get their number, but they're in that general direction.
And they're very friendly. It's called iMotion and harp.org. Exciting stuff. We're going to help them and give them some plants to prove these studies even more. So what? Corinne talked about this, and poor environments, or actually Dr. Tawanda Green, our scientist that helps us out at Green Plants, talked a lot about sympathetic and parasympathetic systems in our own bodies. So poor environments stimulate our sense of fight and flight, which is our sympathetic nervous system, and safe nature. Like, how do you feel sitting here in this environment? Your parasympathetic system, don't you feel good? Are you attracted to this booth? I know you are. And you get a free plant. I think, is that why you're here? I know it now. You get to. Okay. Ultimately, we need to use smart design to create the homeostasis stat. That in you want to be in that mode because it's kind of like a nice combination of both. You're in the zone, basically, is what I call that, the zone, the plant zone. There's a couple industry frameworks. A good friend of mine, Bill Browning, love him, he's out of New York. Terrapin Bright Green, they are the ones that have come up with the 14 patterns of biophilic design. There's a QR code there. There's actually 15, the 15 patterns. Does anybody know, not you plantscapers, what the 15 pattern of biophilic design is. Ready? You ready? Awe. Awe. So you go up to the Grand Canyon and you go over there. It's scary, but when you go and you're like, wow. So you go into our biophilic showroom in Boston. It is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. I'll just show you that out. Or you go into an amazing atrium split space and you walk in. Like say there's a meandering path and you go this way. And you're like, da-da-da, you don't see anything yet. And you come out, boom. Oh, awesome. It's a pattern that a lot of architects are really embracing because they want this sense of wow, the mystery of getting there, and then because all of a sudden your body's just like, wow, this is amazing. And then Steve Keller, who I did meet before he passed, unfortunately, that wrote The Practice of Biophilic Design. His books are amazing, and there's some QR codes. So there's 3 categories. Nature in the space, it's the direct experience with nature, and that's real natural elements that are experienced by occupants when you're in the space. This is not fake plants. No fake plants here. This is real nature. This is plants. This is wood. You know, here's some moss. This is you're experiencing when you're in the space, and it's a natural. It's real nature. Even animals. It's kind of understated. We used to do, we had living art arrangements in the Hancock Tower. You know what the most popular ones were? The fish and the dart frogs in these terrariums. People were like, I was like, don't touch it, it's poisonous. No. They were enclosed, we were safe, don't worry about it. But we don't talk a lot in biophilic design about animals, do we? Because it's hard, you don't want to, we did give those fish away and the dart frogs away. They weren't flushed. It's important that you take care of if you're going to use any type of animals. But, you know, even maybe a TV screen where there's natural animal TV, you know, screenshot videos of animals in the forest, like an immersion room concept. There's one of the lobbies actually right next door, beautiful lobby. It's almost like the hanging Gardens of Babylon concept. That's what they were going for. They actually showed us pictures in this project of what they wanted to accomplish from a beautiful Mediterranean botanical garden somewhere. And we obviously couldn't do the outside plants, but we mimicked we did use Mediterranean European olive trees, and they are thriving. And then all the ficus repens hanging, and it's a beautiful, look at all that light. It's a beautiful lobby. They did give us some great lighting, LED lighting all around so that these could grow. So it was low cost. LEDs aren't that much, and they're getting better. And we're gonna keep wrapping it up. Natural analogs, indirect experience of nature. This is materials that mimic nature. So this is in our showroom here in Boston, if anyone wants to visit it. But we took this and created this pergola, but when the sun comes in, you see the dappled trees. Like I took a picture when I was out hiking in the forest, and I saw the dappled tree shadow patterns. So we created that in a pergola. You can put a pergola in your next project. Who's gonna do that? I know you are. Come on. So these materials mimic nature. Like this. Well, there's another picture. We actually took the living furniture table, mimicked the pergola, and just that feels like a tree canopy in a way, right? It feels like tree limbs. So it reminds you of nature. It puts you in that homeostasis mode. And I love this. This is simple. You don't have to do a full-on living wall, but you should, right, Jean-Pierre? Okay. But if you don't have the money, they just bump this out or put it back, and they just did a little trough, and they put some pathos in it. But isn't that great? It's simple. It's not not a lot to do there, and I think it's effective. And again, it reminds you of something out in the woods. How about nature of the space? This is a forest in the city. It's right down here at Mass Mutual, the seaport. I love the nature of this. It's the experience of the space. We're creating immersion rooms that you can go in and you're like, and there's nature everywhere, and there's this video with the beautiful music. So I think there's more and more people talking about not just a wellness room. Who's created a wellness room? Anybody here? Wellness rooms. We're amping those up. We're adding the soundscaping. We're adding the visuals. We're adding the plants. And we're keeping the lights low, but the lights will be on timers that go on at night. But here, it's beautiful because you've got meandering paths that go through it. right? Again, we talked about that before. You just see everything straight on. There's no mystery. There's no curiosity. So you want to kind of. So there's different seating areas too. You don't have to just sit at this table. There's another. There's a nook. A lot of people are. A lot of designers are creating beautiful spaces that have multiple different types of seating areas. You want to be private. You want to be open. And this is a project for a pharmaceutical company. Very challenging design. I'm not going to lie, but fabulous. It looks like it's a bright space, but it's like maybe 100-foot candles. So we used basically lower light plants, but accomplished what we wanted. That was quite a challenging project, but it came out great. And again, we talked about it in Corinne's about we have to have harness points, right? Because you're climbing up this way. You can't just design this and not think about the maintenance of it. So this project has been in about a year now, looking beautiful. Small scale, lots of beautiful containers, funky containers, different finishes. Love that. ASI produces a lot of beautiful containers, fiberstone and all that. And again, I like the rough textures and the different types of plantscaping containers that can be used. Not all the same. No matchy-matchy. Nice different ones. It's a little bit more natural. Different engagement ideas, as simple as creating places that people can have plant parties or a propagation station. Love that. Propagation station. Take a cutting, leave a cutting. And we're almost done. All right, took me a while to ask my sales team. I'm like, what the heck is that? Rebecca loves this type of, I'm from old school. I'm like, everything's lined up, everything's symmetrical. No, that's not it anymore. I called it fruit salad at first. I was like, this is just. But now, this is not. Oh, sorry. But that's what everybody's proposing. It's more natural. It's biodiverse. As long as you're matching the right level of light for each plant, because you're not going to put a highlight plant with a low light plant and all that. But again, it mimics no more monocultures. They're not trendy at all. They wanted to make a more natural look in these planters. And then we got our living furniture, boom, boom, right here. You can check that out. And these beautiful wall dividers by Greenery, NYC. Or is it Greenery Unlimited, or what's the name?
Greenery NYC.
Got it. You can get these, and they're all irrigated, and they're lit. They go on timers. You got an app. And then you can just divide a space with these beautiful plants. It's fabulous. Speak to Rebecca. And I love this. It's a different type of living wall. It's kind of this mesh system. There's a lot of different varieties, but I think it's funky and cool. It's on grids. It's irrigated. It's just something different, and it feels like the plants are crawling up the wall like in nature. This is in New York City. You need for a lot of different experiences in spaces. We talked a lot about lighting today in the last few talks we did. So again, sunlight quality changes throughout the day, so our lighting design should do that. And lastly, some of my favorite books, especially the Nature Fix, if you want to write that down. And the Journal of Biophilic Design. There's several different journals, and I know the author. I spent some time at the Chelsea Flower Show. It was perfect. And Vanessa Champion gets this compilation of different authors that write different on the subject matter of the workplace, and then she has one on healthcare, and it's a great source for some different areas of different biophilic design companies and things like that. And then that's it. I want to thank you all for coming, and get your free plant, please. Thank you very much. It's fast and furious. We're over time. Goodbye.